from the public, but is there anyone here who came to speak today to this particular public hearing? Seeing no one, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Moving to a vote, favoring, opposed, motion carries.
Okay, the next public hearing is relative to amendments to chapter, this is listed as item 2 on your agenda. Relative to amendments to chapter 42 of the Code of Ordinances relating to property addressing, and Mr. Michael Clymer, planning will make remarks concerning this hearing, and no one has reserved time to appear on this hearing either.
Good morning, Mayor and council members. We're here today to hold a required public hearing for the draft of the property addressing and street naming ordinance. Chapter 42 and other ordinances of the code are being amended at this time. The purposes of the ordinance, we have two purposes. One is to codify the property addressing and street naming rules for the city. And secondly, we're creating a centralized property addressing and street naming database service within the Planning and Development Department to reduce addressing errors and provide real-time addressing information to emergency responders. Next slide, please. The proposed ordinance has had extensive input and review. For the last 3 years, we've had a working group known as the Emergency Service Advisory Committee, which is made up of the Houston Fire Department, Houston Police Department, Houston Emergency Center, TranStar, Greater Harris County 911, U.S. Postal Services, Harris County Sheriff's Office Department, Harris County Engineer's Office, and CenterPoint Energy. All have been involved in the development of our best practices and this final draft ordinance. We've had a subcommittee of the Planning Commission, which has been to oversee the finalization of the process. We've made presentations to the Greater Houston Builders Association and Houston Real Estate Council. The Planning Commission held a workshop to learn more about what the proposal meant and the components. The Planning Commission then held a public hearing where we received comments from the public. We held a 30-day public comment period, and that was in January of this year. We also went to the Transportation Technology and Infrastructure Council Committee in February and made a presentation. The Planning Commission approved the draft ordinance last month, March, and today we're here for the public hearing. What we are attempting to solve is that in the past there have been 5 entities assigning addresses: the U.S. Postal Service, CenterPoint, 911 Emergency Services, Code Enforcement, and Health Department. There's been no consistent practice or policies shared by any of these entities. We wanted to take the best practices from each entity and create an ordinance for all to use. Next slide. What we want to do is understand and take all organizations' best practices and combine them to one set of standards. We want to streamline processes and put data into a shareable GIS system, and we want to make the planning department the site addressing authority for the city so that people know that there's one place to go and not scattered around to different groups or entities. We are reorganizing existing addressing and street naming standards found in other parts of the Code of Ordinances into Chapter 41. That includes amending Chapter 28, 29, 40, 42, and Chapter 10 of the Building Code. And we are adding new features and functionality such as addressing, online addressing, and conversion of static maps to GIS maps, which are available online. We've had one question that has come up, and it was at the TTI committee meeting and at the Greater Houston Builders Association meeting, and that has to do with will there be fees associated with addressing and what that amount will be. We're proposing 3 types of fees. One is an addressing change fee, and that's a $5 fee for each transaction. The second is a recorded addressing change fee, which is a $95 fee per transaction. And I'll let you know that that already exists. We do that now. And then a renaming street application of $1,000 per application. The nominal fee of $5 is to be charged only if an address which is assigned before the plat is recorded is changed. This means that 99% of the time, you will not be charged anything at all. Just as you do, just so you're not charged anything now. The current $98 fee will continue. When you already have an existing address and you want to change that address, this is when a fee will be applied. The process for renaming non-public and public streets can be time-consuming and extensive. Expenses that the planning department incur, and public works and engineering include verification of the petition to file for the change of name. We do a written notice to all the property owners along that street or that segment that's being renamed. We, after 30 days, we compile all that information and share that with the applicant. And we also have the cost of all of the changes to the street sign blades. That's a public works cost that they assume that. So depending on the size of your project, that can get rather expensive. With that, that concludes my comments, and I'm available to take any questions. So I have Mary Cusack from the legal department also here who drafted the ordinance.